All right. Welcome, welcome. We are just testing out this live stream on my own channel here, and we're going to see how it goes. Maxon is at NAB this week, so that's why I've decided to stream on my own channel just to try it out. And because I don't know when they're streaming, they could just go live anytime, and I didn't want to interrupt them or have them interrupt me. So I decided, hey, it's good enough time to live stream here. So what I'm working on is, hey, what's up, Brad? How you doing, man? Could you tell me how? There it goes. Hey, I can highlight. Can you do that, Neil? Too? It's under the comments, and there's a. If you hover over the comment, it says show. I think you can just like click on it, unless I have to make you an admin or something. Let's see. I don't know. Okay. How's the audio, Brad? Sound okay? Working good? All right. Get this test out of the way. Hey, Raz, how are you? Welcome, welcome. Sounds good? Okay, sweet. Sweet, sweet. And the visuals are okay? You can see me down in the corner? So you can't, Neil, you can't? Okay. Hey, Bjorn. For how long was I out? I don't know. Just waking up? Let's see. So, yeah, I mean, this is a character that I didn't just start this character. I'm going to be, this is a character I made for Character Creator in Reallusion, guys. And basically what I'm trying to do is I want to texture this. So, um, maybe Neil, for a second, maybe look up to see how I can make you an admin or something, so you can highlight comments. Not sure exactly. Let's start. Yeah, let's start with your name. Okay. Edit mic. Edit. I can only edit your name and or kick you. Those are the only options I have. Oh goodness. But I mean, you're in here as an admin anyway, as a team. So I don't understand. Don't know. Okay, well, for all of you watching, instead of uh, watching me and Neil try and figure this out, I guess we can move forward. So I built her. What I did was I loaded up the tune base. I'll show you where that is, and you can go get it for free over at the Character Creator website. They give all their base meshes away for free, but basically you go to template right here. So you can see custom and template. Custom is all of my characters that I've made, and I can save them locally, or any pieces and parts that I want to save locally. Like if I just want to save this dress off as a single thing that I want to attach to other characters, I can do that. Oh, okay. Hold on a second. So I just told Rob, "Hey, Steven, how you doing, man? How's it going?" Hey, you just did it, Neil. Did you just do that? Yeah, sweet. You got it. Awesome. Very cool. And I think you have to click it again to hide it, so you can make it show and make it. Yeah, there you go. Awesome. Yay. Very cool. uh, I might have to move my little video head though. Let me see. I don't know. I don't know if I want to do that right now. Can I do that right now? Hey, can you guys see that? It's like, "Rrr, rrr." I want to move it over here, but okay. Hey, what's up, David? What has nothing to do with the stream? Sorry, I was just trying to edit things and like not. Neil's in here too, so it thinks I have a second guest in here. Maybe if I do one, there we go. Sorry, Neil. All right, we'll put me over here. Maybe go behind the logo. Yeah, that's fun. Okay, let's go right there. I'm doing good. Hey, Morton. Um, I'm off the no. So, Maxon is at NAB right now. NAB. It's some kind of uh, I can't remember what it even stands for. It's like motion graphics and stuff. And I didn't know if they're going to be streaming on their own channel, and I didn't sign up to be streaming with them this month yet. Just mainly because I've forgotten is all. Um, so I didn't want to interrupt them and have them interrupt me or either way. So I'm just like, I'll just stream on my own channel today. So I'm glad you're all here. Welcome, welcome. Okay, so anyway, as I was trying to explain here, this character started out as a base mesh. So if you go to character base right here, you have the neutral female and neutral male that ships with character creator, and then you also have these two that I helped them build these guys, and they give them away for free that you can go grab it. So yeah, I can stream as long as I want, and I can talk about other software. It's not Maxon, so it's kind of nice. But not that I don't not that I don't mind streaming for Maxon and talking about their software. But yes, I can say the Blender word without getting throttled. And I can show you. I have Substance Painter going on. I'll probably pull up some 3D Coat. We'll dip in our toes into a bunch of different things. So anyway, they have a base neutral female and a neutral male that are cartoony, but I kind of like there's also some eyes and things that you can go dig into, like these stylized eyes. You can go grab these and drag and drop them on here, and that's what she has right here. And then I kind of changed the color of them. I don't know why her upper eyelids aren't lined up, but um, if you Dynamesh the CC4 mesh and ZBrush and then bring it back, will it retain the rig? Absolutely not. It will get destroyed. Yeah, you can't touch the topology of the mesh as far as welding and that kind of stuff. So um it stalled when you said you could talk about it. They know. They know. Oh, that's funny. um okay. So anyway, basically what I have is I have her over in ZBrush as well. Now, and I'm using, if it seems kind of weird, the navigation, how it's kind of floaty and I can just kind of spin it wherever I want. It's because I'm using a 3D connection mouse with a little knob. I like it a lot because it allows me to go between software without messing with my brain navigation wise. So yeah. And I don't typically use it in ZBrush, but sometimes I do. But it does work in ZBrush. So you'll see these big eyelashes right here. They don't have the transparency like they do over in Character Creator because ZBrush just doesn't display transparency in the viewport. So you get these big kind of eyelashes. Sometimes I'll hide them just because they're distracting. But I kind of wish they were separated they come with the body. So the body comes with eyelashes and fingernails and that kind of stuff. So yeah, you kind of have to either hide them or ignore them. But when you push back to Character Creator, you got to make sure that everything is showing. You can't have anything hidden, or it won't understand. Yeah, you can Dynamesh a copy and then project back onto the base. So what I was going to say was, if over in Character Creator you can start with the base mesh, I just bring in this cartoon female base mesh, and then I just push that over to ZBrush, and then you can subdivide it. So you can subdivide the base mesh, and then you can just start sculpting on the base mesh at a higher resolution. And then when you're done, you can export everything out with the multi-map exporter. and you can export out like ambient occlusion and normal maps and a whole bunch of different things. And then you can load them up into the texture set of the character in here, and it will show just fine. It's pretty cool. You can, Petrovic, you can separate them as you leave here, but I kinda like to keep them together because if you separate them, then you lose the polygroups. So it will kinda destroy the polygroups. And you can put the polygroups back, but see these polygroups right here? If you split these eyelashes off, then the whole mesh will just be one polygroup, if that makes sense. But you can go back through here and make them again. Um, so David, do you still do monthly, weekly, whatever it was, Q&As? I wasn't complaining about what you were doing. That was part of this message, but backspace right next to send. Yeah. I don't do that for the main course anymore. Yeah, I've kind of sunset that portion of the course. I do weekly calls with my acceleration group, um, which is kind of a higher tier mentorship, group mentorship. So, yeah, I haven't done that for years, I think. So, and sometimes we'll do character challenges in there, but yeah, not really like the old Q&As. I got an old version of 3D Coat. Would you upgrade to a newer version? It's relatively cheap. Any permanent licenses seem cheap compared to a subscription. Um, I mean, yeah, it depends on what features you're after. Because I used to do my retopology and UVs and everything in an old version of 3D Coat. That's what I teach in my course, and it works just fine. But if you're after some of the newer features, like the texturing features or the surface sculpting features, any of that stuff, then yeah, you should upgrade if you want. Okay, let's see here. Let's see the mesh through here. In Character Creator, you can hide the mesh underneath something like this. Yeah, retopo, UVs, and hand painted textures is what I usually use 3D Coat for. I don't typically use it for sculpting. You can use it for texturing, like baking maps and stuff like that. Yeah, Substance is great. It's so good. That's what I'm going to be pushing this over to here in a bit. Okay, let's see. Where was I at? So, and what's nice is you can push stuff back and forth between Character Creator and ZBrush all the time, like over and over. But you just have to know that when you push stuff over there, it's going to take your maps and take the difference and make a normal map out of it. That works more with face tools than regular pushing it over. So here, I'll just kind of show you what happens here, because I want to make her head a little smaller, and I'm sure it's going to break when I push it over there. Her hair is going to be bigger. So okay, let me just save this out here. Here, let me put this up here. Let's see here. Where are we at? Okay. So you can send over either everything all at once, but or one thing at a time. And what I'm wanting to do is there's a list of objects that start with CC, like CC base, CC, and you'll want to send all of that stuff over all together so you can hide the rest. Like all these things, we're going to hide them and then send those over one at a time. So this is kind of like a pack of objects. And what I like to do as well is I like to hide the base tier line, and I like to hide the base eye occlusion, because it will rebuild those and realign them as you send them over. And the reason you want to send over the whole pack um, is so it will push it over and you can check the move joints to match thing. I've never really used the Discord. I mean, that's where all the action happens, David, now. Is there a work in progress section for community feedback? Yeah, there is. Yep. I mean, I can kind of show you what it looks like right now. So this is the Discord. And just so you guys understand, this is the Discord for my students. So it's all in sections, like there's an information section right here. And this is for the 3D character workshop community. And you can post for looking for feedback right in here. And it looks like this. It's really big. Lots of stuff happening right now in there. Um, the monthly challenges, Q&A stuff. And then there's just some general hangouts, some tech help if you want help on different software, 3D printing, that kind of stuff. There's some live sculpt rooms you can hang out and sculpt with other students in there. And then this is my group coaching stuff. When you get in here, this will be hidden for you, but you can collapse all that and see it. Yeah. Sorry, Petrovic. Audio's coming through rather fuzzy. Not sure if it's a me problem or a stream problem, but thought I might say. Yeah, thanks, Stephen. Is anybody else experiencing fuzz in my audio? Okay, I'm going to push this over now and see what happens. So again, this is the character that I'm pushing it into. So it's basically going to it's going to replace this and update and what you kind of want to do is make sure your export size is at 100. If your scale is the scale it should be compared to the ruler. Okay, good, Justin. So, Stephen, maybe reload it and see if it changes, if it fixes itself. Is there any chance the channels could be restricted to 13 plus and older? I think I can look and see if I can do that. Hey, Neil, could you write that down just so we can look at switching the channels to 13 plus? The reason why there's only a couple that are set to 18, and the reason why is because Discord will flag some work in progress models as like 18 plus, even though they're absolutely far away from it, right? So I'd rather people be able to post in there than not. So I just put on the restriction just so people could say, yeah, but because I don't have too many people that are under 18 in there. I know there's a few, but yeah, I'll look into it. I'll see if I can put it to 13 plus in there. Okay. So yeah, the sculpt hangouts in Discord are a lot of fun too. That just means they're hangout rooms. You can just hang out and sculpt, kind of like I'm doing now, but with other people that are live, and you can see their room, their scopes and what they're working on, and just kind of chat with them. And you can see their cameras if you want, or you can leave your camera off if you want. I didn't freak out. My mic not working the other day. Also, an experience from other servers. Discord likes thinking of drawings of brown dogs are actually naked people. Yeah, that's funny. Okay. So when you want to push this through, basically what you do is if you have GoZ hooked up with Character Creator, all you have to do is just pushing GoZ is just going to send one object. If you click on all, it's going to send everything. And if you click on visible, it'll only send what's visible. That's why I went and hid everything. So I can click on visible, and then I'll pop on over to Character Creator, and it'll ask me what I want to do. And okay, so it looks like we're having an issue with the eyeball. And I think I know why, because I hid the cornea. The cornea is made up of two different pieces. David, you can post work in progress from anything you want in there. Doesn't matter. Yeah, you're good. Yeah, I implore you to post Nomad stuff in there. It's great. Anyway, so the eyeballs are made of actually four separate objects, but two separate objects per eye. So that you have the base and then you have the cornea, and it's like a sphere within a sphere. And I hid the outer sphere so I could see the actual eye. And I wonder if, I wonder what happened with that. So I'm going to go ahead and hit cancel right now. And see, it's not giving me this adjust bone to fit morph because this one isn't set to update. So let's go back to ZBrush and take a look at what's going on here. There are people who oh, there are people who do other yeah, there's people who post from Blender, Nomad, whatever you want to sculpt with, mashed potatoes, post it up there. I usually stay away from GoZ and use OBJ or FBX. It seems when I go Z to Maya, it centers the geo on 0. Yeah, with Maya, I'm on the same. I do the exact same thing. OBJs with Maya, and also when you go back and forth between Maya, so not all GoZs are created equally. The GoZ between character creator and here is very, very good. The one from Maya and back is not, because it will add materials that you don't want. It will like try and rescale things that you don't want, and like, yeah, reorient things. It's not it's not my favorite. So I'll just use OBJ or FBX. But with character creator, it's okay. It's good. Okay, so let's go to these eyeballs and see what's going on. Where it's like it's missing bits. There should be 2 sets. I think it's busted. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna update these eyes over here in ZBrush and then send them back. Okay, so how do I do that? We're gonna go to character creator, go to scene, and then you can see everything in your scene. These are all the non-character creator bits, all the clothing elements and hair and brows and all that stuff. And then down here, see it says tune neutral female. If I pop that open, you can see all the pieces and parts that make up that actual base mesh. And you can see the eyes right here. If I select these eyes just by themselves, I can just send the eyes over. But what I want to do, yeah, let's try it. Okay. So these eyes are selected, and then up here on the top, if it's installed and you have it all set up, you'll see this ZBrush button right here. And I'm just going to click on that. And now it's going to say, it's going to try and relink it. But I don't know if it'll break if I try and relink it, because it looks like it's busted. But we'll try it, see what happens. Because I just barely saved my Z tool, so it shouldn't. If it does crash and burn, we can get it back. Now I have my ZBrush scene set to the correct scale, so I don't need to click this match ZBrush model scale. And I don't want to use current pose or T pose. I always want to use A pose. I just stick with those things, so it's common going back and forth all the time. Whatever you guys did worked. Okay. So I'm gonna hit Go Z. Okay, it dropped him down here. That's funny. It's like, that's really weird. Okay, so why did it drop him down here? Okay, so I'm gonna go to, but now they're updated and they should work to be sent back. But I need to adjust their positioning. That tells me that maybe the whole character is in the wrong position, but we're gonna get it lined up and figured out. Okay. I'm just looking at the alignment of my, okay, yeah, they're kind of peeking out right through the eyelid too. Maybe right there. Okay. Okay, so now that I have that, hold on a second, Neil. One second. Okay. Now I can just, again, I want to send over everything that's visible. And I want to make sure the eyes are visible. That could have been a problem as well. I'm checking all this out again, making sure it's good. And when you say working with the character creation tools very adjacent to an animation pipeline, like how Disney uses a standardized mesh for their human characters, absolutely, Stephen. Yeah, exactly that. Yep. So So basically, you can take a base mesh and you can morph it. Like when I say morph, I'm just talking about using the move brush or whatever to just kind of re-sculpt it to what you want it to be. And then, like I said, when you hit visible like this, and you go back to character creator, come on. Okay, see how it works now? See how the base eye isn't saying um, change it, you know? So essentially, what we can do is now that all of these are working and they want to be updated, you can see this checkbox that says adjust bones to fit the morph. And what that's going to do is that's going to look at the mesh and see where the locations of the vertices are. Every dot that makes up the mesh has a number, the vertices have a number, and they can kind of look at where the volumes of those meshes exist and then move the bones accordingly. It's really nice. It's super cool. So I just hit update. Yeah, this is probably gonna mess it up here, but no, okay. It's okay. Looks like the hair got messed up a little bit. Um, okay, but her face is looking pretty good though. And now her eyelids are lined up correctly. I got so annoyed at how easy it is to create lips in your tutorial. Been struggling with that for years. Yeah, it's funny that that video got a lot of visibility for the wrong reasons because it's yeah, yeah. I'm embarrassed to say, but like when I turned it sideways, it looked like something else. His mouth method is only way I sculpt mouths. Oh, thanks. Speaking of mouths, when you want to go over to like Substance Painter to mess with the textures, um, it's you can hit you can open the mouth like this and see how my poly paint for the mouth, like the lips, is kind of messed up. It ends right here, and it should be all the way. So when I go to, and I learned this from Michael Pavlovich, by the way, but when I send it over to Substance Painter, I will uh, I will send it over with the mouth open, but not by using this method. Oh, that's the teeth. And I can also close. Look at how the eyes are being messed up. So that's something I got to fix, and I use face tools to fix that. But essentially, I'll open the jaw like by 50, and that should fix it. I was gonna try something here. What is smooth mesh? See all these scallops right here? I don't know why it's doing that. And you can kind of see them right here. I wanna fix that, and I'm trying to decide if I wanna do like if I wanna retopologize this jumper or just maybe try and Z remesh it over in ZBrush and see if I can fix it. Yeah, that's why Discord's restricted. For sure. Okay. Let's go check it out over in ZBrush here. Let's unhide everything. And I'm going to be sending these pieces over one by one and just making sure that they're all correct. So this live stream is going to be kind of slow. It's just me working through the connection between the two programs and then getting everything set up as far as UVs, and then eventually sending the whole character with clothing and everything over to Substance Painter to paint on. So that's kind of what I'm working on right now with this character. And I just barely went through a different character. So here I'll show her to you. So what you can do is when you're ready to save a character, what I like to do is just kind of frame it like this, and then go to content, custom, and then character. These are the princess packs. You can see some other characters that I made. I was making some caricatures for another company. But if you go in here, you can see I have this island girl and this Caucasian girl. But basically, I can click on this one and click her model and then hit overwrite. And then it takes this and saves it here instead of saving it out somewhere. That way you can always just kind of go here and access it. It's really nice. Have you tried building topology for film, or has it always been for games? Usually games, but they're very similar. They're very, very similar. Sculptor's been having to answer for their shenanigans for eons. Yep. Oh man, see how this hair is crunching. Okay, here this is the beauty of Character Creator, okay? So let me grab this one, drop it on here, and I'll say replace all because I just saved this other one here. Now it loads in this one. And here's another one I was working on, and I pushed this one through Substance Painter. You can see kind of the gradation on the shorts um, and on these shoes right here. These are all textured. I didn't put some like cloth texture or anything like that. I left them pretty plain, but I did put some gradients and things on there. And then I did some a pattern on this top here, and then I did a gradient on the hair. You can kind of see it's a goes from a lighter brown to a darker brown, and on these flowers here. Anyway, what's the beauty of this? So this is also the base mesh. This is the same base mesh, but I built all the stuff on top of the base mesh, like the hair and the clothing and all that, and did the texturing. But now what you can do is just go to this motion. It has some test motion that you can do. So you can do like, let's see this body rig. Well, let's go soft physics. Do the spin around. It's kind of fun. So it's already rigged. It's ready to go. It's not perfect, but it's got some mocap, and you can see the hair is kind of stuck to her back. I need to go through and do some weight painting, but she also has the eye closing problem. You can see that. See her eyes closing, and they're like going through that. So, hey R, it's very, very easy to pose her in here. Um, yeah, there's you can just go to this like part picker and just click on those parts and pose it. Um, yeah, it's really, really easy. But there's also all this motion in here that you can pick from, and there's motion packs that you can buy from Reallusion just to throw on there. Um, yeah, it's so fun. It's so fun. But there's like female idol, like a walk. You can just make her walk. And this is like it's pretty crazy that it doesn't take much to get it in here and just see how it works, you know? See what's working, see what's not. Like I can see her eyes are kind of busted right now. So let's go back. I'll show you how to fix those. So I'm going to restore the bind pose. And then if you go to, I'm going to save this tool. And let's see what it is. Just so I have it saved. Okay, and then I'm going to just make a new project. Yeah, you can pause the walk. Yeah, you can just start with, and then there's your pose, and then you can just adjust it. Yep. Super easy that way. Okay, so there's one thing that is kind of an asterisk that you have to know about. When you're sending a character back and forth between ZBrush and Character Creator regularly, you can go under Preferences and go under Go Z, and then all right, Ian, fighting a bad migraine. That sucks though. Drink some water, man. Okay, so you can see how I can select import as subtool right here. And I also want to clear the cache files. I'm going to clear these out. And when you click on this button up here, let me select it, this ZBrush button, go to ZBrush, it will push that character into my ruler file. And there's actually a video about that. And I talk about why. So ZBrush likes your scene size, your scene scale to be set to 2. That's their scene scale. And if it's set to 2, that means that all the brushes that you use will be at a good workable size. But if you want to send a character over using face tools or without selecting that subtool option, then it will come in at a scale of 100. It'll be gigantic. It'll be very, very big. And that's what's going to happen with these face tools. And what happens is it will make it so your brush, you can't scale it up to the full size. So you have to turn off brush size dynamic. You have to shut that off so it'll work. And I'm going to show you that here in a second. But So I've cleared the cache over in ZBrush, so the blonde girl's not in the ZBrush cache anymore. And I'm gonna send this model over, but what's gonna happen is it's gonna make a newsy tool. It's not gonna push it into this ruler like the other one did. So I have her selected, and I'm gonna hit Face Tools. ZBrush is currently running. Yes. But it wants to install it. It's been installed. What's going on? Okay. That's really strange. Like my Face Tools installation got busted. Busticated. Is it because I'm using 2022? I don't know. It might only work with 2024. So let me shut this down and open up 24 and see. Okay. Da-da. Okay. Here we go. This is basically I usually don't show all this behind the scenes stuff what I do when I'm making characters going back and forth and working on this and that. And this loading screen is super white. And so it's like okay. So this is 2024. It doesn't really look much different. Just going to pop this open, clear the cache files, and hopefully it's going to work. You know why the only reason I'm using that is because the local symmetry kind of drives me crazy in here, this dynamic local symmetry. And I get some crashes here and there that drive me crazy. So, and I have a lot of files that are just in 2022. So I just stay there for now until I get a reason not to. Okay, so let's try it again. Hopefully, fingers crossed, this will work. Face tools, no. Oh gosh. Okay, hold on a second. Let me just shut this down and see what it's trying to tell me. Maybe I have a new version of Face Tools. Let me go. So you can get this stuff from the Reallusion store. I'm going to open the Reallusion store. That's what it looks like right here. It's called the Reallusion Hub. You can click on updates. Okay, I'm just going to refresh this, making sure. Da-da-da. Yep. Okay, everything up to date. We're good. Yeah, they haven't announced anything for ZBrush on iPad. So I'm not sure. Okay, let's see. So let's try this one more time. Face Tools with ZBrush closed. Do you want to add the Face Tools plugin? Yes. Okay, here's where I can pick which one. Yeah, there we go. So I'll just do 2022. Names of the eye teeth mesh. Okay. They need to be renamed. Okay. Create new. I just leave this all the way it needs to be here. And it'll send it all over. So I think the reason they need to be renamed is because I'm using the Toon base mesh instead of the regular one. And I wonder if Face Tools has an issue with that. I haven't sent my cartoon one over there through Face Tools yet. But now it's opening ZBrush. The blaring bright light again. Blinding my eyes. Goodness. Okay. I wouldn't see any point in ZBrush on iPad since Nomad can get close to performance for like $25. Yeah. And they just added Z Remesher, dude. Like they just added a remesher. And so I think Nomad's catching up really quickly, but I mean, but ZBrush is ZBrush, right? So it already has years and years of development and all these tools that are like very specific. Do you need ZBrush 2024 to use this program? Are you talking about to use Character Creator? Yeah, I'm using 2022. And sometimes the ZBrush utility startup messes with Face Tools. Because after this is all done, yeah, see, it's going to say, would you like to save changes? I'm just going to close it. Okay, are we good? We're good. Okay. So when you push the character over using Face Tools, basically what you get is it hides the body. The body's still in here, but it hides it. Okay. And then because we're focusing on the face, and it sends over just the face parts, like the teeth, the tongue, all that stuff. And it does look at the alpha and kind of chop it and clean it. So it allows me to adjust the upper eyelashes now that I can see it, because it does it's called a clipped alpha. It's not an alpha blend, it's an alpha clip. So you can see it's being shut off very, very tight here, but the mesh is still there. So if I go over to the eyelashes, you can see the full mesh is still there. It just has a transparency on it, and I think they're using just because the color black inside of ZBrush, like 100% black, is transparent. I think they're just doing something behind the hood or under the hood that just is doing that. Okay, so you'll notice it doesn't have any textures. So we're gonna go over here. I have the Face Tools. Now, Face Tools is an extra cost. It doesn't come with Character Creator. It costs a bit more to add it on here, but it's, in my opinion, it's such a time saver, it's totally worth it. So I'm gonna go to ZBrush Face Tools, which is different than the ZBrush Pose Tools. So this Pose Tools, this is free, and you can go get it from the Reallusion website. And basically what that allows you to do is pose your character and store those poses in a bank right here. So you can go back and forth between all these different poses. It uses ZBrush's layer system, um, but it's pretty nice. But that's Pose Tools, which is, whoops, didn't mean to do that. Hold on a second. I want to do Face Tools. So Face Tools is different. And what Face Tools does is it will create morph targets. It creates like 12 base morph targets. And then you can, it also uses the layer system, and then you can go back and forth between all these different poses and fix them. So I can also click on this button that says diffuse, and it will go it'll go get the texture from ZBrush and bring it in here and apply it as a texture. So let's see. Really looking forward to Pablo DeBarro's big project. So Stephen, I'm on that. I shouldn't say it while I'm live streaming. I was super duper looking forward to it, and I need to learn it better because it's built in a way that I completely do not understand it. It uses tons and tons of hotkeys, and I just can't latch on to how the thing is functioning. I don't know why. Um, I don't know. Why didn't this work? There it goes. Okay. So now my textures are here, and the face is here. And I also click this update eyes, teeth, and tongue, because when I open the mouth, it will open the teeth with it. If I don't have that selected, which I believe it should be on by default, I don't know why it's not, but the teeth will stay shut while the mouth opens up, which is really strange. But anyway, I can start with this, and then I can go to, so the biggest problem here, before we do this, I like to turn off the detail layer. So the detail layer, um, it will use a normal map, and it will collect the normal map information and just put this in a layer that holds the normal map info. And that's not what I'm after. So that's turned off. And I want to adjust these eyelashes. And so if you don't have any of these turned on, you're actually editing the base mesh. So I'm going to hit this move, but see how this brush can only get so big. Here, it's behind my video. It can only get so large like this. Okay, so I need to double click on this little word, this dynamic right there, to turn it off. And then my brush can get really big. It's screen based instead of scene based. I know you said there isn't an iPad ZBrush update, but a while ago I got an email saying they were about to start beta testing, and then I could respond to request a beta tester. Yeah. Do you or does anyone on the stream know if beta testing has started yet? I can't say. Yeah, I can't talk about that because they'll come to my door. But I would send them an email if you're still interested. Yeah, it seems very streamlined in its workflow, kind of a tool made by a virtuoso for virtuosos. Yeah, exactly. I hope we mere mortals can understand it. Yeah, I don't want to bash it because it's very, very powerful, and I think for the right people, it will be awesome. But I don't know if I'm one of the right people because it's very modular. Like it has lots of little modules that do different things, and those modules have icons that I don't understand yet. So yeah, it doesn't make all that much sense to me yet. Okay, so I just wanted to adjust the eyelashes so they weren't occluding with the eyelids there. Okay, so now that that is done, the biggest offender was the eyes closed, right? So I'm gonna do eye blink right here. So I'm gonna click on eye blink, and what it's gonna do, it's going to access that eye blink and then uh, turn on all the layers that make up that eye blink, and now you can edit it. See how bad this is? This is a morph target that it made on its own, and it's not great. So what you do to edit this is hit Shift D and go down in subdivision levels. Maybe is it not going down? Oh, because I'm still on the eyelashes. That's right, not the actual skin. So I'm going to adjust the skin first. Okay, so I'm going to go down in subdivision levels with the skin. And now I can adjust these to make them look much better. The symmetry on, and so the eyes aren't like peeking through there. And then I can click on this topological. I'm going to change the range to 1.5. And what that does is whatever I grab first, that's what it's going to move. I'm just going to line these up a little better. Yeah, this is basically blend shape editing. It really is. And then you can see that there's too much volume right here. So I'm just going to take this detail brush and just kind of push this in a little bit. But not too far. In regards to the size of the brush, couldn't you just scale the whole thing down? No, you can't, because that will mess up your scale relationship between the two programs. I wish you could, but you cannot. You need to hold on to that relationship. Inflate this. Okay, now that her eyes are closed and looking pretty good, I can go up a couple in subdivision levels. Maybe I need to pull this in a little bit. Not too far. Okay, now I can select these eyelashes and adjust them. I want to mainly just adjust this top one. So I masked off the lower, and I don't know why this gets stretched so far. It happens more often than not. Turn off topological because I have masking on. And then I'm just trying to make it not warbly. So it looks okay when she blinks her eyes. That's basically the goal. Come on, move it. Oops. Did I see any of the fallout? I haven't watched it yet. I initially thought they digitally scaled up the main character's eyes. Yeah, possibly. I haven't watched it yet, so I don't know. I want to. I guess there's a big spike in people playing Fallout now on Steam, which is awesome. Okay. So that feels pretty good as far as closed eyes now. It's not all busted. And so when I'm done, I can just turn off this eye blink, just click it. It will go back to the standard face. Then the other thing I wanted to fix was the poly paint on her mouth when it's open. So I can go to jaw open, and it'll open her mouth. And since I have the update teeth and tongue and all that, it should work. And why? Look at her upper teeth; they're all messed up. I can fix that over in Character Creator. I don't have to worry about that right now, but that's really strange. Okay. And I want to do the textures inside of Substance Painter, so I'm not gonna worry about this too much, but I can do some base painting here. Okay. There we go. And then, but you have to do an in-between blend for the shape for blink? No, in here it's just linear, and it doesn't work like you think it would. I don't know why they don't have an in-between shape unless they're doing something under the hood on Character Creator's end. I'm not sure, but it's not. I'm used to using a bone that actually has an arc to it, to go around the eye. But that's mostly why the eye peeks through when it's closed, is because it's linear that way. Okay, let's grab this color. Can I not paint on that? You know what? I don't think I'm going to do the color here. I'm going to do it in Painter. Okay, but I wanted to check the geometry. I'm going to go down lower because I want to pull the corners of her mouth down a little bit so it looks more natural. That. Okay. That's better. It's like Bat Boy from. What's I can't remember the name of that magazine. Okay, and I can just turn this jaw open off. So you can take the CC base mesh and theoretically match it to Sirloin, so he would be rigged. Yes. You're just not allowed to change the point order by remeshing. Exactly. Yep. And you totally could. And I've thought about that, like doing that for, well, almost all my characters. I've thought about doing it for the cowboy and the pirate girl and Kate and all of them. Yeah. As long as it's National Enquirer. There you go. Thanks, Brad. As long as it is um like a human with 5 fingers and eyelashes and fingernails. As long as your character has that, then it'll work. If your character has 4 fingers, or sorry, 3 fingers and a thumb, whatever, like missing the third, then it won't work. Okay. Yeah, yeah, he'd be awesome, right? Yeah, he'd be a challenge too because his face is so pushed. Okay, so now that I'm quote unquote done, I'm gonna push this back. And so how I do that is you just say update to character creator. And it'll push the fixes that I just did back over there. Takes a while though. There's a lot of information. So essentially, now I can turn off all of these and just turn on eye blink and mouth open or jaw open. Because those are the only two things I adjusted. I didn't I didn't adjust the detail normal and or the cavity. I don't want to do textures, just the base mesh because I adjusted the eyelashes. And then yeah, I don't know that I need to do the yeah, I'll leave these here and see what happens. Expressions, wrinkle, okay. There we go. Update to character creator. And then it just kind of walks through each morph and then sends it over. And it walks through it for each part. Those eye occlusions are not correct. I need to adjust those. So how's the audio and everything looking? Visual audio still going good? Okay, so back over in Character Creator, um, it will ask you these like, do you want to adjust the bones? And do you want to automatically generate and realign the tear line and the eye occlusion? And then you say yes and update. So when you manage to get a hold of ZBrush, there comes another program you want to learn. Yeah, absolutely. It never ends. It never ends. Right now, I'm learning how to get better at Substance Painter. Activate. No, I don't want to do that. Loud and clear. Awesome, Justin. Cool. Thanks. Okay, so now her eye blink should be fixed. Thanks, Mark. How are you, by the way? Welcome. Glad you found me streaming on my own channel. Okay, so let's try the facial rig, and we can do full face. There still might be some busted parts, but we can check. And we just push spacebar. It's not quite fixed. Yeah, it's not. And I'm not sure why. I'll have to keep messing with that. And these teeth are messed up. So let me do something. I'm going to go back to restore bind pose. And this is also the beauty about Character Creator is at any time, if something is messed up, you can just go get a new set of it, of whatever it is that's broken. So in her case, the upper teeth are messed up. They got messed up. So what I can do is go back to the template and I can go shopping for teeth. So let's see. There's the eyes. There's the teeth right there. Stylized teeth. I don't know if I want these. I guess I could. So I don't want separated teeth like this. I just want flat. So I'm going to grab these and just drag them and drop them on her and then say replace. And then you can't really see them or tell, but now she has new teeth. So we can open her mouth like this and we can check that she's got teeth stuck in there. But see how they're misaligned? One thing you can do now is you can go to these sliders. So you can click on this slider tab and there's just a ton of sliders. And you'll get even more sliders if you have the Face Tools plugin installed. But you just have a whole giant list of sliders. What you can do is you can search for, like, say, teeth, or you can just go find them down in here. So let's see. It's under head, ear, cheek. Where are they? Sometimes they're under like the mouth. Teeth. Okay. So like you have teeth, upper depth, lower depth. You have all these adjustment sliders, and this is really powerful. So let me see, teeth, lower, scale, depth. So you can see that's scaling it forward and backward. That raises it up or puts it down. So I can kind of move it forward. Teeth, lower scale. Height. I just want to move it. Teeth lower height. There it is. I can move this up. And then depth. Teeth lower depth. There we go. Just kind of put it into place and then see where how the upper is too far back. I can move that further forward. Then I can lower it. Teeth, upper scale, height. Yeah, so you can fine tune the placement. And see how I kind of ran out of space for I want the teeth to come a little bit further forward. I can keep it going by clicking on these arrows and it'll keep pushing it forward. So maybe I need to, you can type in a number 80. There we go. And then height again, teeth upper scale height. It's a little too far down, I think. That looks better. Yeah. Biperpetual? Oh man, petrol. I don't know. I don't know. It totally could be, but I haven't heard anything. I want to scale these teeth a little wider. Lower teeth scale width. Okay. There we go. And then upper too. Yeah, okay. Then when you're all done, you can hit bake. And it will bake all the sliders back into 0 to what they now it'll leave them in their position and then it'll bake them in there. So now I can just close the mouth and be good to go. Yeah. Hide and show the eyelashes, and you can close her eyes too. See, they look pretty good right here. They look okay. There's a little bit of skin kind of showing through right there, but you would think that this would be good enough. But when I do the motion, it's not. So I'm not really sure. You can, but you can go to this motion too and close the eyes and then adjust the eyelashes accordingly as well from there. But just for the sake of this live stream, I think I'm going to save it right here and be done with it and go back to working on the blonde because I feel like her eyes are pretty fixed. But you can kind of see this eye occlusion. See this kind of line right here? That's the eye occlusion. And it's like it's not set down here far enough. So I would have to adjust that over in ZBrush or move it here. I'm not sure. But anyway, okay. So let's get a good kind of frame right here. Go to my custom, go to my scene. Sorry, content, custom, actor, character, into here and click on this and then just click on the body, click overwrite, and it will update it. Okay, now we'll go back to this one. Let me save. Oh, I don't need to save the face tools. It's fine. Replace all. Excuse me. And what's cool too with Character Creator is I can drag any of these clothes and save them out as individual pieces and parts. And I could do like I could put this mini skirt on the Hawaiian girl and it would work and it would follow and it's pretty crazy. Even like hair and eyes and all that stuff, all the different pieces and parts. Because it knows where the bones are, it knows where the meshes are, it knows where the stuff would go and how to scale it to like if I had a character with gigantic feet, it would actually scale the shoes to match the feet. It's wild that way. Okay. And it's kind of cheaty and I love it. So back to working with this one. I'm going to clear this out. And then load in that tool. Okay. Now I can now we have her loaded in here, and she's also loaded into here. And again, we have those lashes. They're huge. But what I want to do is I wanted to scale her head down and make sure it's good. And that's why her hair is getting all kind of messed up, is because um, it was weighted for when her head was larger. I shrunk it down; it was too big. So now I need to. I want to unskin the hair and then reskin it. So let's see. It's gonna look funny with no hair. I think I want to delete this one and bring it in again, which I totally could. So I'm just going to delete it and go grab this. But I want to look at this and make sure it's got some UVs and stuff, because I'm going to send it over to I want to send it over to Painter. So this is what the strands look like. And then let's see if it has UVs on it. And if your flatten button isn't showing in the UV master, you can always click on copy UV and then it'll show up, and hit flatten. It'll say no UVs exist. Okay, so now we can make UVs for this. We can just click on polygroups. I want to turn off symmetry because it's not symmetrical, but I want to keep the polygroups. And then just hit flatten. Now I might end up taking this over to 3D coat based off of how good of the UVs it gives me. So let's do unwrap. Unwrap this thing. It'll do, and now we can. I like to hit copy UVs because sometimes it'll like destroy things. So now if I hit flatten, you can see. Let's hit solo. And now it's done an okay job. It's putting the seams in kind of some weird places. So I'm going to unflatten that. We could make this a little better. This is kind of the mess that I made it look like here. And I kind of want to Z remesh it because I have some pinched polys and things happening here and there, especially in this back one. So let's see what happens if I Z remesh it before I UV it again or take it to 3D coat. So keep groups. There's no, I don't have any sharp edges or anything. And I'm going to click on same. Let's just see what it gives us here. Okay. See how it evened out all those pinches? That looks better, I think. And it is pretty high resolution for what it is. I'm not too concerned about that though. Let me see what happens if I hit half. Yeah, not too much. It does look better though. Okay. So what I can do is I can take this hair and then take it over to 3D coat and just UV it over there. And I'll show you guys that really quick. And it probably got rid of my poly paint, which it did. Grab it and fill it again. Not that that matters too much. And then I can take this and then, like I said, send it over there. Yeah, don't worry about how ugly the interior looks. It's just the exterior that we want to care about. Okay. Now, what we can do is I want to export this over to 3D coat. There's one specific hidden thing that you should do to get it over there. And that's going to preferences and then going to import export and then go to export and then turn off this GRP, this group. And what it means is it's asking you if you want to export subgroups and you don't. So you want to turn that off. I used to have that out here on my user interface. I should probably put it back out there again, but for now I don't have it there. And then you click on this export right here, and that's going to export an OBJ. So I'm going to go back to my OBJs here and then click on name this blonde hair. Now I can also UV it with the bangs as well. These bangs right here. And I definitely want to Z remesh those. Those are not looking very good. As far as, let's go same, keep groups. Oops. See what that looks like. That's better. Okay. So now that I have this one done, I can it doesn't matter if you add UVs or not here before you send it over to 3D Coat. Um, because yeah, it doesn't really matter either way. I'm gonna smooth out these points a little bit. Okay. And what you want to do if you want to have all the UVs on the same UV island, but I'm going to have to split it after I bring it back here. So I'm going to merge these two things together. Let me Z remesh this one more time. Half. See if I can get it lower. Not much. Okay, it is going a little lower. That's okay. So I'm going to merge this to neither of them have subdivision levels. So I'm going to take this, merge it down, and then I'll just rename it hair. And then I'll export this. I could add some UVs to it just to have some, but I don't think I'm going to do that. Okay, and then again, just hit export and do the hair again one more time, blonde hair. And then we'll go over to 3D Coat. This is something I don't really show on my live streams much at all. I don't show these. Okay, inside of 3D Coat, what you can do is when you first open it, it gives you this menu of what do you want to do. And right here, we're going to be doing UV maps. So we're going to click UV maps mesh, and it says where is it? So I'm going to say blonde hair right there, OBJ, bring it in. And then it's going to ask me, what do you want to do to start? And this doesn't matter because we're not going to be doing any normal map preset, not anything. So it's just set to what it is. You just want to make sure that it doesn't have, that if you have UVs, that you say keep UVs. And if you don't, then leave it to auto mapping like this. Hey, what's up, Leonard? In stealth mode, no, Maxon is at NAB right now. So I didn't know if they were going to be streaming or not. Then you just hit OK. And for some reason, it takes you into the paint room. So in 3D Coat, these are called rooms, these tabs across the top right here. Okay. And then, so I want to click over on UVs. So these are the UVs, the UV room. I'm going to brighten this up here so we can see them a little bit better. And this just put auto groups on here. Let's see here. See, again, I'm using my 3D Connection space mouse, and it doesn't, I can still navigate in here without too much effort, too much problem. But what I want to do is I want to redo all these seams. So let me see here. I'm going to clear the seams. And then I'm going to, after I clear all the seams out right here, I can do an unwrap again. And it's going to take each object and just try and unwrap it, but it doesn't have any seams. So it's just going to make them a mess. It's just going to be solid like this. So what I want to do, now it's a little too hot. Maybe, okay. So what I want to do is hover over something where I want to put a seam. And then if I hold down shift, it's going to select the entire seam. So let's go down to a point right here. We got spirals, dang it. That's not going to work. Yeah, with the first one I try, it's got tons of spirals. So basically what I'm trying to do is run a seam up the bottom like this. Let's see if there's another one that shows it like that. Yeah, it's not giving me anything. I might have to just UV it over in ZBrush. This is spiral-tastic. Oh my goodness. Possibly, Leonard, possibly. So there's two ways out of this. Either I can retopologize this whole thing, which I probably should. If this was like a full-on real game asset, I would retopologize this whole thing and then UV it so it's really clean. But I'm kind of wanting just to keep these separate objects, but it usually didn't spiral that much before. But it looks like every single one of these has a spiral, and that's not good. Yeah, that's just spiral-tastic. All right, well, forget it. Sometimes it just doesn't work, and you gotta do it again. So I'm gonna close 3D Coat, go back here. I'm just gonna UV these here. I just need temp UVs. They don't need to be perfect or anything. Polygroups unwrap. Yeah, ZBrush is forcing me to use ZBrush more. But it's the spiral that made me not able to use it, which is funny. Okay, let's take a look. Yeah, those will work. Okay, unflatten it. So with Substance Painter, there's kind of there's two ways. Hey, what's up, Danny? How you doing, man? Haven't seen you forever. How's life? So there's two ways to kind of go about it. And one way you can do it is you can send over your objects piece by piece and then just do your textures on those pieces, just the single pieces, or you can send over the entire character with everything and do the entire material set all at once. I prefer that because then you can see the character and see what it all looks like together. Because it's weird with Painter, you once you send a model over there, you can't add additional objects. You're kind of locked in to whatever you send over there, you're locked in. So if I sent this hair over and I started to do some texturing on it, and then I decided, hey, I want to add the body and texture that, it won't let you. Um, because all of the materials and layers and all that stuff is tied to the object. So if you bring in more, that's as far as I understand it anyway. You can't add meshes. So you have to send everything you want to texture over all at once. Okay, so that being said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk through each of these objects and make sure they all have UVs. Um, so here are the shoes, chonky shoes. I think these have textures on them. Yeah, they do. So these already have UVs. Okay, and how about the socks? Yep, socks have UVs. I know the body does. Looks like the skirt does. Cool. And the jumper does. That's good. But this jumper, well, hopefully I can fix the scallops that this jumper is making over in Painter. Hopefully I can do that. Okay. And then now the hair does. Let's see if the brows do. I already did. Yep, the brows have them. And the eyeballs do, of course. Okay. So now that I have these pieces, I want to send them to Character Creator one by one, just to make sure that they're good. So I'll have, oh, let's send the hair first. Okay. We got this hair, but now I want to separate it because I want bangs. And so that means I'm going to have to delete the bangs. It's going to be bald for a minute. And then separate them out here. That looks funny. So split hidden, I believe. Here, let me just put all these in a group. Put all these in a group because I think group split is the safest way to go that won't delete your UVs. So both of the hair back and the bangs, they are currently sharing a UV set. It's been a while. Life's good. Just working and checking out the stream. Nice. Well, I'm glad you were able to swing by. I've been pretty good. Just I'm doing some characters for Reallusion, and I decided I might as well just live stream it, right? Okay, so let's do split hidden or group split right here. Okay. So that should keep the UVs, and how we can test those is, again, I'm going to copy them and then flatten it. Yep, still has them. Okay. So unflatten. So by flattening and unflattening, it decides to destroy your poly paint. So that's why I always I copy the UVs just as a safety measure, and then I paint. I added the poly paint back on again, just as a safety measure. And now what I can do is just to make sure it still has the UVs, I will do a create a texture from poly paint, and that will make a new texture right there. Grab the bangs, do the same thing, new from poly paint, and they're right there along the side. So now we have textures on both of them. Oh, thanks, Danny. Appreciate it. Um, okay, so now we can come up here. So we got the shoes, everything up through the hair, the brows, socks, the body. And then we have these new teeth in there, the tongue in there. That should all be good. So again, I need to send these back one thing at a time. Now, when I go back to Character Creator, what I'll do is I'll send the body back all at once. Since these teeth got updated over in Character Creator, it's hard to keep all this straight in your head. So you kind of want to just work through it in the most linear way possible. But when something breaks, like the teeth or like the hair in this instance, you kind of have to make sure they're the same in both places, right? So I know these teeth got kind of messed up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to Character Creator and I'm just going to send this back to ZBrush. Okay, so um, not the clothing, but just the character itself. I'm going to push that back to ZBrush and we'll see what it gives us. Okay, it's not letting us relink it, which is not good. Trying to figure out why. I'm not sure. I might have to go from ZBrush over and then come back. But gosh, I'm kind of stuck. Hold on a second. Let me think about it. So if I just go to send this, I want to send everything. Try it one more time because I think I cleared the cache out. So it's like, I don't know what you want to do with this. Because I worked with the other girl. I just click body and try and send that. Nope. Okay, I'm going to have to relink it from here then. So let's hide everything. It might mess up the teeth. It might not. We'll see. Because you also need to check the names and make sure the names are the same. They should be. So CC base upper teeth. And if we go over here, they're called Toon Teeth 01. So it might even make a new set, and that's okay. We'll figure this out here. Yeah, it might not I'm sure it won't relink these. I wonder if I hide them, if I hide the teeth and just send everything else, if it'll work. So just the eyes, the body, and the tongue, not the tongue. Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to think through this. Okay, let's hide everything else. Hide this. Go to the body and then just push visible over. Are the eyes messed up? No. Okay, visible. And it should ask me if I want to relink them. So this is being updated, but the eye is not. Okay, I'm just going to hide the eye. Just do this. Merge all props. Let's see what happens. Oh, goodness. It's so small. Look at that. Yoink. Oh, that's gorgeous. What in the... Okay. That's the craziest thing I've ever seen. Oh, that's hilarious. Okay. That made my face turn red. Okay, for one, the scale is at 1. That's a problem. All right, I think I dug myself into a hole. We're going to fix it, though. Make sure nothing is hidden. And I'm just going to hit Go Z on just the one thing. Update. Okay, there we go. It offset from her eyes, though. That's funny. Looks like she's giving us the biggest eye roll ever. Okay, now let's go back here and do one thing at a time. Let's try the eyes. I don't think it'll let us. Nope. So I'm going to go eyes back that way. Relink. I think we're good. Okay, I'm going to delete these teeth. Delete these teeth. And might as well do the tongue. Go back to character creator and go tongue and teeth. You shouldn't like new body shape. She's like, ugh. Oh my goodness. Okay, I don't need to send the eye occlusion or the tear line. Just these two. And I'm going to create new ones, so that's good. Okay. Please don't break. Did that do it? It did it. Okay. Awesome. So why are these upper teeth so messed up though? Look at that. I think it's just those cartoony teeth. All right, you guys. I need to go to the restroom and then I'll be right back. And I think I know what we need to do. And hopefully it's going to work. So hang with me for a second. And we'll get it figured out. Yeah. Yeah, those cursed surfaces. There is a way out. And I think I just need to rebuild it. Starting with that cartoon mesh over in Character Creator first, and then pushing all of this stuff into that base mesh. It's going to have different textures, but we can redo the textures on it anyway. So anyway, I'll be right back. Give me like 3-4 minutes, and I'll be right back. 1 second. Thanks for your patience. Oh my gosh, it's Caitlin. How's it going? I've seen you around for a while. Like when I go live on my own channel. Yeah, a bunch of my old friends show up. Thanks, Anna. Appreciate it. Okay, so we're gonna try something, and it might explode in our face, and it might not. So this is what we're going to do. We have the character saved under the content right here, but we're going to start fresh from a fresh base mesh. And we're going to go to, so actor, character. Oh, we got to be over on the template side. So this is the Reallusion side, the template side, and this is my stuff. So we're going to go over here, go to base, and drag the neutral tune character over. Would you like to save? No. Replace it all. Let's try it again. Okay. So now we have this character, but I want the different eyes. I'm going to keep the teeth that are in here, but I just want different eyes. So I'm going to go to the eyes, stylized, and drag, I think it's this one over there. Replace it. I almost slept through it. Excuse me. So these are different eyes. Okay. And that should work. This is just a neutral base. And now what we can do is go back to ZBrush, and it's not going to be this pale skin. And I want to try to, I'm just going to send over the body for now. So I'm going to click on this body and hit go Z. And hopefully it changes the proportions of it. Yes. Hold on a second. I got to think about this. I got to cancel this for a second. Go to the scene, because what I'm trying to do is get these things linked back together, right? So I have different pieces and parts, and I'm missing now over in ZBrush. I'm missing the teeth and the tongue and all that kind of stuff. So I want to keep those body proportions though in ZBrush. So what I can do is I want to keep the subdivision levels of this body. So I'm trying to think my way through how I want to get these all linked up, because it's not going to move the bones unless I send everything over as far as the objects that start with CC. So the body and the eyes, all these CC parts, they all need to go over at one time. That way it'll move the bones. Otherwise it won't. It'll just say, it'll just ignore that checkbox. Or if any of the meshes are hidden, like the eyelashes, if they're hidden and you send it over, it's not going to allow you to move the bones to adjust the morphs. So you just need to make sure you send all that over. But right now it's all disconnected and disjointed. So I need to make sure that I have all the pieces over here so I can send them back. So that said, I'm going to, and they're going to be all misaligned now. Okay, hold on a second. I got to think through this. Usually I'm not live streaming when I'm problem solving. So, okay, let me think about it. I'm trying to think if I need to go like roll this back and kind of not really start over, but start like roll it back a little bit. Let me think about it. I wonder what would happen if I just brought, because the proportions on this are all messed, they're all different, right? So I'm just thinking, what if I pulled her back in here and pushed everything over and maybe tried to fix those teeth? Okay, let me just try this. No, just this. Go Z that over. Relink, but not the eyes. Oh, that's the eye occlusion, the tear line. Okay, that's good. That's good. And over in ZBrush, you want to make sure that your export size is 100 if it's this size. There it is. Okay. Let's see what happens. Looks like it offset everything, but that's okay. And that's because of the shoes. It'll offset things. But now I have everything in here. And now if I just realign stuff, I think it'll work. Let's look at these teeth and see if they're Yeah, they're still causing issues here. Wow, that's a mess. I don't know what's going on with them. Hmm. That's really a mess. Bottom teeth are okay, but not really. That's not a great, those aren't great teeth. Um, so I'm gonna I'm gonna try something. Now that it's working, I want to send over maybe a different set of teeth. Yeah, I can. I can set it. Yeah, I can send over. So what I was thinking about doing is bringing in that island girl in here, replace all, and then just sending her teeth over because they're working, right? So if I go to scene, and I go to her teeth, right there, tune teeth 01, and I send those. I don't want to relink them though. I just want to send them over. I want to delete these. Get out offending teeth. Okay. Just these. Create. It's so crazy how it knows what you've done over there. Looks like the scale is all messed up. It's going to be huge. Nope, it's good. Okay. It does look like the normals are flipped on those upper teeth. Okay, let's fix them. So if I do auto groups and then isolate these and flip the normals, they're probably flipped on the Hawaiian girl too. Okay. And now we can just take these and put them up in her face. You can see how the eye occlusions are off, and that's why, yeah, this is basically a how to dig yourself out of a hole stream with Character Creator. Okay, I'm going to turn on transparency and just kind of move these into place like this. And we'll grab the lowers, do the same thing. Move these into place. And as you saw, you can adjust them with the slider over in Character Creator, which is super nice, but we're going to hide the body for a second. And line these choppers up. Those are not the best teeth. It's like, why are the teeth so dense and the gums not so dense? I did not make these teeth. I do not claim them. It's very good to see how you dig. Yeah, cool. I'm glad that you're enjoying it. Because problem solving is a big part of the whole thing. And it's the part it's not look at that. Me. It's the part that's not glorious. So usually streamers don't stream that part. Okay, where's eye occlusion? Okay. I don't know if these eyes were linked up or not. Okay. And the skirt. I don't know why she moved up and forward. And the shoes. Oop. Back a little bit. Okay. I think it's good. Now let's go back to here and Bring the blonde back in. I'm trying to explain what I'm doing as I'm doing it and why I'm doing it. So we have the tune neutral female again. And now I should have all the parts over in ZBrush. So I should have, yeah, all the CC stuff. But what I'm going to do is stack them together. So not that it matters. It really doesn't matter in what order these are inside of your um, subtool list. But I kind of like to keep all of the CC stuff together at least. Um, oh, looks like I have 2 sets of eye occlusion. So we'll delete one of those. Probably have 2 tear lines as well. If I were to guess. Yep, there they are. Both are. And then bottom teeth, upper teeth. Okay, so let's delete one of these. Let's see what their names are. Upper teeth, lower teeth, eye occlusion. They're both named the same. They're just looking different. So let's take a look at those and see if one of them is any better than the other one. But they get automatically generated when you push it over there if you want them to. Okay, that's this one. I don't even know where this one is at. Let's do transparent. Whoops. Yeah, this one's just in outer space somewhere. So I'm going to delete that one. And then this one's right here that we can probably adjust to look better. Wish it showed me how many people are watching. Kind of. Where are we at, Neil? Just curious. I guess I could pull it up on YouTube. Okay, it's probably 5 people. Okay, and then the tier line. Okay, it looks like that one is right there, so that's good. Delete this one. Okay. 29, not bad. Thanks everybody for hanging out with me today. I really appreciate it. Sorry for the late notice on the streaming on my own channel versus Maxon's channel. Okay, so now we have everything we need. We got the tear line, the teeth, the tongue, the eyes. I don't know if these eyes, so CC base eye. So let me look and see what it looks like over here. CC base eye, it's the same name, so that's good. Tune teeth 01. Upper teeth 0. So these are not the same teeth, but I'm going to send them. Oh, that's right, because I sent it from the Hawaiian girl over here. I'm trying to think of how I get those teeth. I'll have to ask Peter. So I have a friend of mine that works for Reallusion, and he's really, really good at like problem solving all this stuff. Okay, I guess got to figure out how to get these teeth over there. I think it'll just say create when I push them, and I'll delete the ones that are in there. But I need to send them all over at once anyway, so we'll see what happens. Okay, so we have all these. And let's hide everything again that is not the CC stuff. Just the character. Okay, and then we'll do visible. See what happens. Okay, so base eye, why is it not? It's actually wanting to update the teeth. I don't understand why it's doing the teeth and not the eye. Goodness. It's creating a new eye as a cloth. Okay, I'm just going to turn these eyes off and send the rest. Well, if I do that, no. See, it's not giving me this adjust bones to fit morph. That's how you know that you're good to go, is if that's lit up. Otherwise, you got some issue happening. And it's in the eyes. So I'm going to send the eyes back. Relink. Okay, so now let's try it. It didn't give me any grief when it didn't make a new one. Okay, so let's go back. Visible. Come on, baby. Nope. It still wants to create cloth. Why? I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. Okay, what if I did delete it over in ZBrush? Or renamed it something else? Like blah. And then send it back over. It's all the problem solving you got to do. Create. Okay. There's the new eyes. And I'm going to delete these. And then send that. Oops. There it is. There it is. There it is. Adjust bone to fit morph. There, we're good. All right. Arm wrestle it into submission. Okay. Eyes look good. Body. Everything is good. Okay. Now I need to send over these things one by one. Make sure they're good. Are the eyes in ZBrush a different kind of object? Like they need initializing or something? I don't know. So, I'm not sure what is up. You know what it could, well, I already deleted it, but what it could have been is these eyes are made of two pairs of meshes, the cornea and the interior, and the cornea could have been hidden. Sometimes I'll hide it because it's in the way. That's probably why. But we're good. Okay, so I'm gonna send these socks over. Go Z. Update the socks. Okay, I don't know why it keeps popping up to the eyeballs. Maybe because I had the eyeballs selected. Okay, so socks. And then we can show all this stuff again. We don't have to have it hidden. Let's do the browse. Update them. Okay. Those are good. And then the hair. The hair is a new mesh, so it's probably going to say create. Yeah, create. Accessory. Hair one. Update. And that means I need to delete the old one. So this is the new one that's not all crunched. Which is good. Okay, and then the bangs. Let's rename these bangs. I should have renamed this hair. Just regular old hair now. I'm going to delete the one over in Character Creator. Send them both. It's a little tedious, but it's fine. You don't want to create cloth. You want to change the hair to an accessory. And then you basically, you go to here after it's an accessory and you have it selected, you go over to here and it says create hair, brows, and beard right here. And you click on that. You say yes to reset facial expression. And then it asks you what kind of hair it is. And in this case, it's just base all. Hit apply, and then it will bind it to the head. And then like for the bangs, for example, you would select bangs. But we're going to send a new set of bangs over. And I'm going to delete these because they're the same name. That's a beautiful thing. Okay, go Z bangs over there. Again, you don't want to create it as cloth. Just update. There it goes. And then you can just click on this, create hair, say yes, bangs, and apply. So for the brows, you can see there's a brows one too. So I can do the same thing with browse. And if you leave this window open, it'll just stay open. Sorry if it was behind my video there. Okay. And then you can do it with beards. If your character has a beard, do that. Okay, so brows, bangs, hair, that's all done. Let's send the hoodie on over. Well, let's do the skirt. Let's just go in order. Skirt. Yeah, that baldness. What's wrong with you? Okay, skirt update. Yeah, sure. Okay. That should be good. And hoodie. Send that over. Now, with the hoodie, you do want to create cloth because it's cloth and it'll transfer the skin weights. So it made a new hoodie. And it's offset. Not sure why that is. And it has black on the, what's going on here? Let me double check the texture on it. Okay. Oh, okay. It looks like I have to generate a new texture based off the poly paint. Looks like it got messed up a little bit too. All these poles got pinched. Look at these. Not sure why. Hmm. Man, this is a problem solving day for sure. All right. See if there's anything on the back. Turn symmetry on and fix that. That's weird. I've never seen that before in my whole sculpting career. Never seen pinched holes like that. I don't know what happened. Probably just from going back and forth between Character Creator and ZBrush, just decided to do that. I don't know why these strings are so high up there. There we go. That's better. Now, new from Polypaint. Why? I want to make sure that these copy UVs flatten. It's only allowed on a does this not have any UVs anymore? What's going on? This function requires what? Oh, okay, that's why. Because it's got subdivision levels, that's why. Oh, what's going on here? Okay, you can just say work on clone, which will duplicate it into its own tool. And then you can copy the UVs and flatten them, and they're good. There's no overlapping UVs. I don't see anything. I mean, they're not the greatest of UVs, but I think these are the strings right there. Okay, so they should be fine. Going back to here, I'm just trying to figure out why when I say create a new texture from Polypaint. Let me make sure it's filled with Polypaint. That it will make a new texture that doesn't have that weird black. Why is it black right there? And everything else is just fine. There's no, because sometimes it will flip the UVs vertically, like ZBrush loves to do. Yeah, I don't know why. Because in here, it looks fine. I don't know. Pinching, sometimes it happens while polishing. Yeah. Yep. But I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with this because that looks fine. Yeah. I'm not sure. Anyway, I'm going to send this over as it is. I think it already did get sent over with those black. Yeah, but it's offset for some reason. Restore the bind pose just to make sure it is where it needs to be. Oh, let me delete it and send it again. I think it was because it was bound like cloth. It was bound to her body and it was still trying to remember and still trying to keep the bind. That's probably why. Nope. Okay. So, well, for the sake of ease, what you can do if it's offset like this, you can go to, well, I'm going to make this into an accessory. Reset default shape. So I'm actually going to delete it one more time and send it over as an accessory instead of a cloth to see if that'll fix it. So go Z this again. And then it'll say accessory and see if it's not offset. It's probably going to be. Okay. So now what you can do is go down, you roll down to where it says pivot. And if you click on this middle dot, it'll put it in the middle of the object. And then you can just kind of move it where it needs to be. That's okay. And then it's good. And then you can convert this to clothing. Transfer skin weights is what you do. And then you can pick what it is, like a default. And then it'll do its best to transfer the skin weights from the body to the mesh. And you can test that by throwing some motion on it. Full body rig. So, yeah. So I need to do some skin weighting on the skirt center of it. But I feel like everything looks like in the armpits too. But for the most part, it's not doing too bad. And then that hair, and I can actually add dynamics onto the bottom of the hair if I want to try and get that figured out. And then when she moves her head like this, it won't do that. And look at her eyes; they're bugging out. They're bugging through her blinking, which is what the Hawaiian girls' problems were as well. So anyway, all right, you guys, I'm going to wrap up the stream. But yay, thanks for hanging out with me today. I really appreciate it. And I hope you learned something watching me struggle with trying to get this fixed, the connection between Character Creator and ZBrush. But now I feel like it's connected. There's some issues with these strings, and then I got to make sure that I push over the socks and the shoes, and then I should be able to send everything back and forth once it's all relinked again. And then once I get that all set up, I can select everything and I can hit this button that says Substance Painter, and I can send. What that'll do is that'll package it up really nicely into folders, and then it'll make an OBJ file that I can then bring into Painter and then paint on it over there and make all the materials. And then I'll export those materials back into here, and then I can load them back into their texture sets, which is super nice. But all right, Stephen, thanks for hanging out. Good to see you again. Yep. I hope, yeah, like I said, I hope you guys weren't too bored. You actually learned something. So anyway, everybody, well, thank you so much. And as you all probably already know, I give away my free brushes from ZBrush over on my website, 3dcharacterworkshop.com. And I also have a group mentorship if you're interested in that. It's called the Acceleration Program. And if you're interested, you can send me a link through contact. And Neil, I don't know if can you post links in here or no? Are you yeah, you did. Okay, perfect. Yay, it actually worked. So anyway, you can go check out my website and get the brushes over there for free. And if you're interested in the acceleration program, you can send me a just a message through the contact link over there. Those go to me. So if you're interested, yeah, and I can help you through your issues like I was having with mine today. So that's what I'm there for. Anyway, all right, guys, thank you so much. Have a wonderful week, and I will catch you all next Monday, hopefully, either here or on Max on site. We'll have to see. So thanks so much. See you guys. Bye. Thanks, Neil. See ya.